right, welcome to The Green Voice. I'm your host, Grant Ervin. Today I have with me Nick Bonarrigo from Carmeuse. Nick, how you doing?
I'm good. Pleasure to be here.
It is great to have you here. And, you've been doing some travel. So, Florida?
Yeah, I was in Key West a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Good time.
Tell me, like, Key West. We were just, convincing about this. Tell me about your Key West experience.
Yeah, so it was actually, I built this off the end of a work trip, which I think is always the best way to do things.
Yes.
So
Have you always done that?
I've tried to recently.
Okay.
Only because my schedule is such that if I don't, I'm
Yeah.
I'm not taking time, and I need the time.
Yeah.
So I had a Monday through Wednesday National Lyme Association actual meeting, and I went to the actual
The
meetings.
NLA?
Yes, the NLA.
Okay.
That's our big industry group. Carmeuse is a big part of that. And we were in a nice location, Palm Beach Gardens, Florida.
Okay.
But I've been to that part of Florida before. Never been to Key West. Heard some great things.
Yeah.
And decided to take a drive in a convertible.
In a convertible?
I did.
Okay. So top down.
Yeah. And
You're like me. The wind's in your hair.
Oh, well,
like, yeah.
so my fiance is an overpacker.
Oh, okay.
So the convertible has, and I tried to convince her. I said, I think we should get an SUV. She's like, no. It's going to be beautiful. We had 2 suitcases in the back seat because they didn't fit in the trunk.
Okay.
So we got the top down, suitcases in the back seat. And it's a 3.5, almost 4-hour drive from Miami to Key West.
Okay.
And so fortunately we broke it up into 2 days. I wasn't going to do that in one lane and get
Yeah.
into traffic. Going back, we're like, let's put the top up. The sun is it's because it's just beating on you the whole time.
It's just radiant.
You can't put a hat on because you'll lose it.
Right.
With the top down. So, yeah.
Is it interstate or like 2-lane state road? I
Yeah,
forget.
it's 2 lanes. I don't know if it's interstate. I mean, it's slow is what it is.
Okay.
It's 45 the whole way. Pretty
Okay.
much. So, but you pass.
And you're just like water.
Well, no, because there's some there's places to stop.
Yeah.
So there's restaurants, there's bars, there seem to be bars everywhere, and
You gotta have like a pit stop, right?
but you can't drink too much because you're still driving.
You're still driving. You don't want to drive off.
No,
Right.
it's not. It's kind of hard to do. But if you do drive off, you're in the ocean. I think at that point,
That's
so you gotta
that's
be
no
careful.
good.
No, it's not at all.
Game over then. So you get to Key West,
It's the weirdest place I've ever been. It's just
and they take pride in that.
They do.
Yeah.
There's actually, I think they're feeling that they're losing it because people wearing T-shirts that said "Make Key West weird again."
Oh,
I'm like, this place is actually pretty weird, to be honest with you. So, how much weirder does it get?
Right. Where'd you stay?
It was a hotel called the Saint, I believe.
Okay.
Really good place, adults only.
All
believe it
right.
or not. So
that's a good thing.
we don't have kids, and we were okay not being around kids for the week.
Yeah.
It
I
was a
mean,
good time.
in Key West is like I was saying, it's a mixture of like bohemian.
Oh yeah.
Pirates and smugglers and people that have stories.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I actually ended up at a clothing optional bar that I thought was just a joke.
Okay.
And it's on a rooftop, and you get there like, this is for real.
This is for real. Clothing is
Like,
optional.
I think I'm going to keep mine on. Thank you very much.
That's terrific.
It was a good time.
Did you get to attend the sunset party?
No, I didn't.
Did you hear?
But I did see sunsets. So that
Oh,
was
yeah, okay. There was that was one of the things I always thought was just really hilarious about Key West is you get there and they have this sunset party that, every night. There's a sunset every night, right? God willing. And so everybody sits there and there's like bongo drums and, people having cocktails and whatnot. And then the sun goes down and everybody cheers. They're like, yay. And then that's it. And
It's
then,
coming back the next day.
and the people come back. They come back for more.
The one thing I did do was parasailing, and by that I mean I got on the boat and then watched everybody else go. And I'm like, I'm not getting up there.
No, I'm not going to do it.
I'm not a heights person.
That's
I'm like, I'm just going to stay in the boat and watch everybody else have a good time.
That's the lawyer in you, like the risk management.
Exactly right. I'm like, I don't know what could happen up there. I'm not doing
this
it.
could go wrong. This is
could.
shark infested waters.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Have you done other work tag-ons?
Yes.
Like work vacation
And actually,
tag-ons?
there's one coming up. We're going to be in Rome for global management meetings, and I'm doing a tag on there.
Okay.
Last year or 2 years ago, I did one in Normandy, France. Amazing. We were meeting
terrific.
in Belgium, so we did a little trip to Normandy
Okay.
leading into the work trip. So I try to do that.
Do you tend to do before or after?
It depends. It
Okay.
really depends. I go either way.
Okay. Like my colleague Rebecca turned me on to this. Like there's a secret sauce to this where you have to, because work travel, you're kind of in and out, and then you say like, oh, I was in Rome, and they're like, did you see da-da-da?
Nothing.
And you're like, no.
Nope.
So you have to be really thoughtful and intentional about it, right?
Oh yeah, no. There's planning that goes into it. When we did Normandy, we did before. This
Okay.
trip I did after. It really just sort of depends on the group and who you're with.
Yeah. Like the fiance, or do you like other work colleagues?
So
or-
last time is a mix. Sometimes when Normandy was other work colleagues, so we did before leading up to the meeting. So
Okay.
after the meetings ended, we could all go home to
Yeah.
our families. This time with the fiance, we did after because we figured
Okay.
if we did before, I'm not going to want to go to a conference after that.
Do you find that you want to go back and investigate deeper in some of these places?
Always.
Yeah.
But I'm going to, I mean, look, I'll go to a place a million times and still find stuff to do there.
Yeah, like something new. And
For sure.
Like your curiosity.
There's not any place I've ever been that I go, I'd never go back there again. Honestly, there's nothing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Nothing.
I can't think. Let me think about that, actually. No.
And I forget, too, I grew up in New York. I was actually just in New York this weekend. My nephew graduated from high school. And and my parents live on Long Island, and I hate Long Island.
Yeah.
I just do. I don't know why. I lived there for 4 years. They were high school years. And,
In Long Island.
Yeah, and I hated high school. I just
Okay.
didn't like it. I don't know. It just didn't. It had no appeal to me. I have no
Okay.
idea why. I was ready to go to college and do other things. I just like it.
Like
was
eighth grade. You're
yeah,
like, all right, let's
it was
go.
like a pit stop. I was like, I hate this.
Yeah.
And then I went, and I bought like my high school alumni T-shirt. I'm like, I hated this school. And now I spent the weekend wearing like our colors and T-shirts I bought.
What was your mascot?
He was a colonial. He was like a little like he had a musket,
Musket?
like Revolutionary War stuff.
All right.
Not cool,
What
but I
was
wore it.
What was the high school?
William Floyd.
William Floyd Colonials.
Yep,
Okay.
I got the shirt. I got
You
two
got
of them.
two shirts. Two
And
shirts.
stickers. I'm like, where am I going to put these?
My high school, I went to East Allegheny High School here in the eastern suburbs of Pittsburgh.
yeah.
And I had a good high school experience.
Okay.
Great friends and just good times and a lot of good memories, all that sort of stuff. But the thing that turned me off is they changed the logo.
Oh,
Yeah, they went for like this. We had like a block EA letter, and it was like kind of,
Yeah.
like firm
Yeah.
and classic. And then they moved to like this new age kind of rounded graphic logo,
yeah.
and I was just like,
That's because people are soft today.
a little bit. I that was part of it.
I think so.
I mean, and they kind of bounced back and forth. I don't know where they ended up now, but like when you lose that that connection,
Oh, for sure.
and then I'm like, well, I'm not wearing that T-shirt.
Yeah.
Like what is that?
Yeah.
So, although I do have, are you like this? I have T-shirts in my collection that are like decades.
Oh yeah.
Like
They don't fit anymore. Though.
No.
I don't know why I have them. 'Cause
No,
I couldn't possibly wear them.
no, like they're hanging. There's like a memory,
Yes.
or it's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
quality T-shirt. Or
And
whatever.
I just recently moved and bought a house in January, so I've
Congratulations.
rediscovered all of this stuff that I'm like, why do I have any of it?
Like that it was in like boxes and packed away.
Oh yeah. And now it's like I really have to get rid of this stuff. It's time.
To downsize?
No, well the house is huge. I just it's just that I don't need it.
Yeah. Have you
So-
done like that Marie Kondo? Is it Marie
You know
Kondo?
what? I have her book, but I haven't read it. I need to.
Yeah. Before you throw anything
know.
away, like
If it
read
gives
the
me
book.
joy, I should keep it.
That's right.
I know.
If it gives you joy, keep
It's
it.
hard to give you joy if it's in a box.
Yeah. For the, like maybe the joy is just to like take it out every once in
Yeah.
a while and like, hey,
That's fair.
this is good stuff.
Yeah.
So, how are things at Carmeuse?
Really good, actually.
Yeah.
Things are. We had an amazing year last year, and this year is following on that. So,
Nice.
Year over year, we probably exceeded expectations last year. It's now we're just trying to maintain those expectations. Put it that way.
That's always good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So limestone is on the rise. Why? Tell me like a little bit about the business and why that is.
Yeah.
On
Well,
the
look,
ascending.
our products are used in well, pretty much everything. I think that's what always helps us.
Everyone needs limestone.
Absolutely. So whether it's making steel, you're drinking water, depending on
Little
where you
filtration.
get that water from, we filtered by lime, and so we use it in construction materials. So every time someone's building a road, you'll find lime products in that, and things that I never thought that it would be used in. So, for example, chicken feed.
Chicken feed.
Mm-hmm. And it's because of the calcium in the product.
Okay.
And so you get better eggs. You get stronger shells that are less likely to break.
Really?
Absolutely.
How? I'm curious.
So now when you make an almond, think about
limestone.
Carmeuse. Yeah, absolutely.
But for this is when I can't crack the shell.
Yeah, it's our fault.
Damn Carmeuse.
Exactly.
Like,
Their product's too good.
the product's too good. These shells are too hard.
Exactly.
What is that product discovery like? How does someone find that use?
Oh gosh, this stuff has been around for so. I mean, our company has existed for 160 years, so most of these are things that lime had been used for a very long time.
Okay.
So it's not
so
like
there's like legacy.
Oh yeah, it's not
Okay.
like you're discovering chickens will eat this, and I mean this has been around for a while.
Right. Is there a new discovery part of the company?
Well, yes, there's a couple. So we actually just recently launched a venture arm in Europe, which is looking at opportunities to invest in sort of emerging technologies.
Okay.
And a lot of that has to do around, and we've talked about this, I think, in previous episodes when I've been here, but
you're a constant
Yeah.
offender, repeat offender.
I
here.
know.
We love it. We love it.
well, that's good. I hope so. I
Keep
figured if
coming back.
I'm getting the invite, I was like, I can't be doing that poorly. But carbon capture is a big deal.
Okay.
And so emerging technologies around that and ways that we can, produce products better.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of stuff that we're investing in.
Do you have an R&D group or
Yes, no,
okay.
it's a whole group that is focused specifically on venture type financing and venture type funding for startup companies that are basically putting ideas together,
Okay.
building a business plan, but they need the funds to get started.
So this like to play that pun out, like putting these eggs in the basket
exactly.
effectively. Are they looking at it from an investment in startups, or is this kind of an internal
this
development?
No, the idea is that we'd invest in companies with the idea that those are technologies that could eventually help our business.
Okay.
Right.
And then ultimately they become part of your portfolio or
Potentially.
pipeline. Okay.
Yeah, or if not, at least you'll use the technology.
I think that's fascinating
Mm-hmm.
because you have to keep an eye around the bend.
Mm-hmm.
And there's huge conversations happening in technology right now. Like one of the things I was curious about. Everybody's talking about AI.
Oh yeah.
But one of the things I was curious. Well, I'll come to this.
And we're investing in that as well.
Well, let me go there.
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
So, like, how are you guys thinking about AI from like a strategic standpoint?
Yeah.
Like both for like the technology bit. I'd be curious from like your legal background. Like,
so it has affected already pretty much every part of our business.
Okay.
So as an example, one of the things we're heavily investing in is something we call Smart Plant.
smart plant.
Yes.
Okay.
So effectively, it's an ecosystem so that you can run a plant more efficiently just by collecting data and having sort of the AI tell you, as an example, like you need to run this kiln like at this temperature for this amount of time right now.
Okay.
And it's throughout the network, right? So we need to be producing more of this stuff here versus here.
So plant A versus plant B.
Correct. So that's that. So the AI is basically teaching you how to do it in a more efficient way.
Wow.
Yeah. And so that's only one piece. Then you've got things like we've got autonomous vehicles that we're investing in. So
from the mining side.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got these giant trucks that are being driven by computers, basically.
That's nuts.
Right. In the legal department, believe it or not, we've just invested in AI contract management system so that as we're reviewing things, the computer could tell us, hey, look, this contract is, all the years of experience, there are things you can miss. The computer will tell you, this is not a typical clause in our contract.
Ah.
So throughout the organization, it's been
So almost like from a legal standpoint, just to stick with that for a second,
Yeah.
the AI is serving as like a preemptive highlighter.
absolutely.
So then you're reading the contract.
And it always goes beyond that because then it'll give you hints, right? Like, well, if this isn't there, maybe you should try to put this in there instead.
You're like,
Because this is what you usually have in your contract. So they'll give you, it'll give you the roadmap. Now, you still need to be able to make the decision
right.
and follow it, but it gets you halfway there.
So it's saving you time?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Big time. I mean, even things like meeting notes. We already use AI for stuff like that.
Okay.
So I used to furiously take notes at meetings.
Yeah.
And now at this point, you're on Teams. You can record it, hit a button. Here's a summary. Here are your notes.
Here are your notes.
That's what this meeting was about.
Nick is supposed to do
Takes
this.
10 seconds. Yeah. You get it all. Boom.
Are you guys doing like a concentrated effort, or is this more organic?
No. I mean, I think, look, it started probably more organic, but
Yeah.
I think through our IT department, which is really leading the charge,
Okay.
understanding how AI could be useful in different parts of the business, this is definitely a concentrated effort at this point. Digitalization was always part of sort of the goal at
Sure.
Carmeuse, but I think over
In terms
time,
of document management.
and just data collection for sure.
Yeah.
But that's definitely morphing into something else because of the technology that are now available. No doubt.
And what do you see as like the way that's like why is that accelerating? Is it the technology, or is
I
it
think the
people
technology is getting so much better.
So why
That's a
so
big part.
fast though?
I think that's how everything goes, right?
Yeah.
I forget where I read this, but that's how technology works. It's like it takes a while, and then
Moore's law. or
yeah,
whatever?
and then once it hits, it's like, and it's like what is it, a reverse hockey stick or a hockey stick kind
Yeah.
of graph or whatever. So
the duck curve,
Yeah.
or is that it, or one of those? Yeah.
So I think we've hit that sort of inflection point, and now every day the technology is improving just rapidly.
And like go back to your IT team. Did you work with them from like a legal parameter standpoint in terms of like, are we looking at this, or
Sure.
So like, was there a scan and like this could work for our business, this couldn't, or is it stuff just popping up like, hey, why don't we try this?
No. I mean, yeah, no, look, we I think there's a couple things, right? With AI, you're always worried about is data collection. Are we taking data that we shouldn't have?
Yeah.
So there's always an interplay, right? Personal information,
Sure.
privacy, data privacy is a big deal.
Yep.
So whenever you're investing in new technologies, you always have to sort of say, hey, look, if we do this, is that okay? Are we going to be compliant if we do this?
Yep.
Can we do this? So that's always sort of part of the
puzzle piece.
absolutely.
Is the regulatory space, because you guys are in Europe too?
Yeah. They're much more advanced at this stuff than we are when it comes to regulating anything.
Are there rules of the road though?
Not here so much, to
Yeah.
be honest. I mean, I don't know if it's the legislation hasn't caught up or if it's just, I mean, look, the internet has been around a long time and it's basically still unregulated for the most part, right? There's a couple
true.
laws, but
Yeah.
I think by and large, we're taking the approach, and we continue to take the approach that let's see how this stuff plays out before we do anything. So there really isn't much other than, like I said, data privacy stuff is always a concern.
Yeah.
But, the laws around that are not as strong as they are in Europe.
But if you're using it to like go like to the plant operations, that's your data,
Yes.
and that's mechanized information.
Yeah. Yeah. Now the scary part there, though, is people want that data potentially.
Customers,
Competitors.
competitors.
So cybersecurity becomes a big issue then at that point.
Wow.
Yeah.
So then
You can't invest in one without investing in the other.
so you need to build like your cybersecurity strategy
Absolutely.
alongside of the development of AI.
Totally.
Because like if you don't have one, then you don't have the other is I don't want to say ineffective, but it could be a big risk.
It could be. Oh, absolutely. And this is not a new thing. I mean, even when people went to sort of cloud computing, that became an issue. Like, is our stuff out there? Can people get it?
Yeah.
So cybersecurity has been on the forefront of our minds for since I've been at the company, so for almost a decade.
Having offsite data management and redundancy and things of that nature.
And we're a conservative company, so we manage this stuff carefully.
Yeah.
So we've always been very, very cautious in developing new technologies and making sure whatever we're doing, it's secure.
Are you seeing, to circle back on that innovation piece, are a lot of the new technologies that are being developed around utilization of limestone in your products, are they AI based?
No. It's just, honestly, it's just making, I think, us more effective at being able to produce what we produce.
So it's really about efficiency
Absolutely.
and delivery. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
But like these new companies that are part of like your portfolio will say, are those AI technology companies?
I think probably, because as you're trying to develop a solution to anything,
You're going to be incorporating
the kinds
AI.
of solutions you can develop when you have that much brain power through AI.
Yeah.
It makes all kinds of R&D so much faster.
One of the things that I've been fascinating about with, and this is a place that we have an interest in, but the idea about developing data centers and the power requirements
Yes.
is unfathomable.
Yeah.
In terms of like going back to like that duck curve or hockey stick or whatever we were talking about there, but like I just saw a stat the other day that 25% of the power consumption in the state of Virginia goes to data centers.
We know that well. We own quite a bit of property in Virginia, and we've actually been in negotiation with several different folks who are looking at buying those properties for data centers specifically.
So you've seen that market in place.
It's huge.
I mean, it's crazy.
And that's because the DC, Virginia, Maryland area has been booming for a long time.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, well, it's like the hub of the internet, right?
Yeah, right.
I that's some piece to me that just thinking about like the Pittsburgh region and West Virginia, Ohio, and like that has to start to spill over at some point.
Yeah.
From a standpoint in terms of like cheaper land,
Yeah.
Power availability, power production. I mean, we saw recently in the news the piece about like the Homer City plant, up in Indiana County coming back online. You hear about small modular nuclear reactors.
Oh, they wanted to, weren't they trying to put part of 3 Mile Island specifically to, was I think Microsoft, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Like firing her back up.
Yep.
Like
the 80s never happened.
Like the 80s never happened. Yeah, it was just like just poof. It just, but for the music.
Right.
It just disappeared. But I mean, it's driving everyone's business. Like, have you seen in your career anything similar to this, or like you would draw like parallels to?
No, and maybe that's because I'm hopefully still too young in my career. I've been in practice for 20-something years.
Yeah.
And that's a short period of time when you think about it.
In terms of the arc of development.
Yes.
Yeah.
So no, I've not seen anything quite like this.
I mean, I always think about this the other day. We're around the same age. Like that, you had like Marcellus Shale.
Yeah.
But
didn't
quite go this way.
I mean, the .com era probably. But it had its bubble and it popped, right?
And then just kind of...
Yeah, because I think some of that was just, at least financially, was based on just market speculation, right? So, now, I mean, the internet's still a powerful tool, and it's really the precursor to AI, if you think about it. But
you saw this in telecom, too.
Yeah.
Like the undergirding of the internet also.
Yeah.
So, like, that sort of infrastructure demand. But, like... This is like a interesting, like woven together.
For sure.
The need for infrastructure, the expansion of technology. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like telecom, broadband, internet, not 2.0, but it's something that's like an accelerant.
Oh, this is like 5.0 at this point. I mean, it's amazing how
this
stuff is moving.
And like what you're able to do. I think that's the one that like... that kind of shocks me with it a little bit. Like you ask a question or provide a task, and you're like, whoa, that's.
And look, I'm actually very skeptical about it still.
Okay.
I'm always like the last adapter of anything.
Are you kind of like a Luddite?
A little bit.
Okay,
I think
me
so.
Too. Yeah.
And so like I'll type an email. I'll start it. And it tries to type it for me. And I'm like, whoa.
It's like, Nick, I got this.
And then it'll give me the whole thing. I'm like, no. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. But I'm like, no. I'm going to do this myself.
I read something about that the other day, though, that there is like a diminishing return. Yeah. This is like the cautionary tale.
For sure.
Like you start to lose skills that you have.
Exactly. Well, and imagine if you're of this generation. So I'm fortunate. So like when I started, I shouldn't even say this. It makes me feel old. But like I still had books in law school. Like, that's how I did research. I went to a library and I had a
Yeah.
book. I had a book. And there was like a whole library of books. They still have the library. They're for show at this point. I don't think anybody actually.
Books are performative.
Yes, and for a long time, they wanted, like, the schools were still teaching kids about the books.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure they do that anymore, or if they do, I'm not sure why.
Like, do you ever want to go back to a classroom just to see, like?
I think I'd be afraid.
Yeah, like
It would be totally scary.
like, oh my
It
God.
would make no sense to me. I
Like,
really don't think so.
There's no chalk dust. There's no dry erase marker.
I had a notebook and a pen. Like, what?
Yeah,
I don't even.
this. Like,
And I think at this point, this technology is so good, I don't even think you need. So then it was laptops, you could type your notes. Now I think you could just have the computer listen and summarize your notes for you. You don't even have to take them.
is there a happy medium somewhere?
I think we have to find it. I
Yeah.
mean, we have to, because like the technology's not going anywhere. And it's going to get better.
No, it's gonna get better.
So I think you've got to. You can't. I'm going to be a late adapter. That's fine. But I think what you can't do is argue it away.
yeah,
So you have to find a way to harness its power, and to the extent you can, try to limit sort of any of the downsides. I mean, look, I'll give you an example from as an attorney. There's been so many articles about these briefs that get written, and judges will read them, and they'll give their clerk the brief, and they'll go to look at the cases that are cited, and like, this brief is fantastic and makes such a persuasive argument. Only that case isn't real.
So they're citing
Absolutely.
Whoa.
And it's like, and then the judge finds
like
out
Jones versus Smith never happened.
never happened. But somehow the AI thinks it did, or it's created it itself, some case that's right on point to win this argument, and it's not real.
Whoa.
And that has happened. Oh yeah.
What?
So I think the answer is, look, for at least for now, whatever the computer spits out, you should definitely check and do your
Yeah,
research.
Like measure twice, cut once.
Still saves you time, but you just got to make sure you're getting accurate information.
Does that, to tie that into like the ESG conversation for a bit, like,
Yeah.
as legal counsel, like, what is the role of legal counsel in shaping that risk management?
Yeah.
Right? Like, is that a function where you're talking with the HR team? Is it the IT team?
It's everybody.
Okay.
It's HR, it's IT. We have an environmental group.
Yeah.
In our case, we have people who focus on real estate. Obviously, you can't talk about ESG, at least in our business, not talking about the actual property that you own.
Yep.
Some of which we mine, some of it, when we're done mining, we reclaim and, use for different. Actually, I was visiting a plant last year in Belgium that has been reclaimed. So it's an old quarry.
Yeah.
And it's now this lush, biodiverse, protected piece of property that's like, you could go fishing in the lake that's left behind by the quarry. You can see species that they're tracking this stuff. Species that had disappeared are coming back.
Wow.
So like small, like butterflies,
Yeah.
lizards, and all this stuff, whatever.
Because of the reclamation effort?
Yeah, just because when you sort of just let things alone, nature has a way of finding its way back.
It's restorative, right? That was a big word in the sustainability space. You had sustainability, resilience, and then people started to talk about like regenerative, which is a whole other kind of.
And it doesn't take much. All you have to do is kind of leave things alone a little bit, right?
Yeah, and it'll find its way back
for the most part. I mean, you plant a few trees, or
you can help it along.
You can introduce, a species back, but for the most part, it finds its own way.
What's one of the things that leads me down another rabbit hole that I wanted to talk with you about, the idea of like how as a traditional, I'm going to call you a traditional industrial company.
Yes.
What are some of the things that like Carmeuse is doing to engage in the communities that it's with to do projects like that, to help lead and establish, because like we learn, right? Like, just the evolution of the company is to be now restorative and regenerative, right? But like, how do you start that process, and what are some things that you guys are doing?
And it's not just restorative in terms of real estate or environmental stuff. It's people, which is a huge part of, I think, our community development. And so we have I just looked this up today to get the website. It's carmeuse.com/sustainability insights, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
So we have our 2024 report out now.
Uh-huh.
So, last year. The 2025 one will come out probably at the beginning of next year.
Yep. We're in the process of putting the final
Putting it all
touches on
together.
those,
Yeah,
too.
we're
Yep.
working on them.
Yep.
But so we did 192 community projects around the world. So this
Wow.
isn't just in the U.S. And the Americas business, which is where I sit, is Canada, United States, and then we've got Brazil, Colombia. But globally, we've got plants in Turkey, Oman, Europe, Africa. So we're all over the place.
Yeah.
And I don't always know what's going on. So I learn when I read these things myself
You're
because
like,
I'm
"Holy
not
shit,
there.
we're-"
So we've been providing
They
meals.
can edit that out.
We've been providing meals in Senegal since 2020 to a village that we're cooperating with, and a local organization there.
Yeah.
We provided them funding to buy equipment to process wheat into cereal. So now they're running their own businesses, and we're helping them do that so they can process their own food and also make money doing it.
Wow.
And that's just like one example. Here in the U.S., we've been working with Junior Achievement.
Great
I don't know if you know
organization.
those people. They're great.
Yeah.
BizTown, have you worked with these folks at
No.
all? And it's a fantastic thing. I've done some volunteer work myself, and kids come to this program, and they have set up effectively local businesses.
Yep.
And when you go there, it's literally all these storefronts, right? And Carmeuse has a storefront, so we're
Okay.
one of the businesses. And
Like there's like a main street that they
yeah,
create?
that's it.
or-
That's what it looks like. It's Main Street, and everybody's got a business. Sheets is there, we're there, a bunch of other folks, and each kid gets assigned like a task. So like you're the CEO of Carmeuse.
Okay.
It's like a kid who's like 9 years old, right?
I got this.
Yeah, and
He's like, hold my juice.
They have they get a CEO and a CFO. That's the person who handles the money.
Okay.
They've got workers, they've got payroll to manage, and so you're just sort of helping them kind of figure out what to do.
Yeah.
And they're interacting with each other. So, if you're running the Carmeuse business, you're like, okay, well, we can't run this business unless we get, some sort of a connection to the internet. Well, then you got to go down the street to Comcast and get them to hook up your internet. And so it's like it's great, and it's thousands of kids that go through this program. They learn a ton, and they're so engaged when they're there.
Yeah.
You can imagine this is like you're learning, but by doing. And I mean, honestly, it's just so much fun to work with them. I always come back sick, but other than that,
We'll just give you like a jug of like hand
I need
sanitizer or something. Yeah.
but it's a good time. So
What is, given kind of like the global footprint of the company, how do you select what those engagements look like? Is it, do you have committees? Is there a point person in each country? Or?
honestly, most of that happens at the local level.
Okay.
So we have a lot.
So
of,
there's like local ownership.
yeah.
Yeah.
So and that's what we try to do more than anything is because it's hard globally to know what someone like in Belgium, do they know what someone in Michigan needs? Not
Yeah.
necessarily. So the local teams are empowered to develop those relationships.
And that starts at the top though, that empowerment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
So you have like global CEO of Carmeuse
Totally.
is like, hey, let's make this happen.
Yeah,
Let's get
well,
engaged in the community.
There's a Carmeuse Foundation, so that's a part of it.
Yeah.
But even outside of that, if you come to management with an idea, funding for that is not hard to come by.
Wow.
So, we support, everything from, backpacks to kids, like I said.
What's the payback? And I don't mean that just in like
Yeah.
a business sense, but like what is kind of that feedback loop, like whether it's the project in Senegal or
Yeah.
you're engaged with Junior Achievement, like is there a business case to that? Does there need to be?
No, I don't think there needs to be, but I think I could make one easily. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not, when we talk about it, it never goes there, but I think implicit is, well, a couple of things. One, most people don't know a lot about our business, right?
Yeah.
And so all you might see is, hey, like there's smoke coming from there, right? Like what's that doing?
Yeah.
And they don't understand, well, here's what lime and limestone does. It cleans your water, it makes steel, whatever. So
Makes your eggs tough to crack.
so when you have the opportunity to actually talk to people
Yeah.
in the public, they go, hey, you know what? Maybe what they're doing isn't so bad after all, right? So it's education.
Yeah.
And you can't do that unless you actually have some sort of touch point with people. But I think also like just, supporting the communities in which you work,
Yep.
it just makes life easier. So when you want to recruit people, You want to bring people in. You want to bring in talent. It helps that you have a good relationship with local communities, with the people who actually live there.
In that, like, the folks have then a recognition or a connection to the company and the brand.
Yeah.
There's a general
And
awareness.
they see it in a positive light.
Yeah.
Which is where we want to be, because we think we actually are very proud of the fact that we think we have a positive impact on the planet.
Yeah, that there's a contribution that we're making. I think that's how difficult, or how do you guys kind of benchmark that with like being a B2B company, right? Like, a lot of it is, I see this in the construction industry. Like, we're not retail.
Sure.
We're not, selling an item to, Joe or Jane on the street. We're building the street maybe, but like, have you seen different kind of models or paradigms for companies like ours that do that? Are trying to create visibility.
Even in that situation, here's an example. Do you guys need permits for things?
Sure.
We do too.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? If you ask for a permit, that permit request is often public record.
Yeah.
Now, if the community doesn't like you, guess what they're going to do? They're going to show up at the hearing and go, don't give these guys a permit. They're terrible.
Yeah.
They're terrible actors and terrible people.
Right.
Right? But if they know, hey, wait a second, they actually do good for this community. Good jobs are here.
Yep.
Right? They support the local schools.
It's demonstrated.
They support then it's like, hey, you know what? Maybe those guys should have a permit. They're not so bad after all.
Yeah.
So there definitely can be tangible benefits.
Direct and indirect.
Now, again, that's not the reason you do it, because, it's too remote to do it for that. But you do get that as a benefit if you're just a good actor.
For sure.
I mean, I think, look, it's like asking me, why do the right thing?
Because it's the right thing.
Because it's the right thing to do. Right, exactly. You don't really need to have a business case for that.
Yeah. I think that is like a fascinating thing too, where you see a lot of the, what's the word I want to use? A lot of the reverberation against the acronym soups of the world. And I'm always trying to think about that. Like, why is that? And is it because it's people just don't know, that there's a lack of awareness or knowledge? Is it they're generally against these certain things, or is it because it's just an opaque practice and you're using terminologies that people are just not familiar with, right?
For sure.
But at the end of the day, it's about doing good stuff.
Yes.
Right? Like apple pie sorts of things.
Yeah.
And I'll say that, and somebody's like, well, I like cherry pie, but like you're basically trying to make good, smart business decisions for the communities that you live and work in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, at the end of the day, those folks are still your customers. They're your workers. They're your customers.
Key stakeholders.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, it doesn't matter if I have clean water if there's not a town there of people to drink it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's a loop.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we're all part of the same loop, because we all live on this planet. And so at the end of the day, to me, it's not a hard call. And you're never really going to be able to justify how many dollars something produces. But it's not the point. It really isn't the point.
Yeah, there's a more deep-rooted,
absolutely,
kind of manifestation of the sustainability of the business, right?
And
because if you're not taking care of those things, then
for sure
the business isn't existing.
Yeah, no, and look, as the cities crumble and the county crumbles, then how are you going to operate a plant in that place?
Yeah,
you can't.
You're not choosing to locate your business there.
No.
Yeah. What's just to kind of turn the corner here to the home stretch? What are some of the things that we've covered a lot of ground here today, but like, what do you see on kind of like the near term horizon for a company like Carmeuse? And I ask that given what we were talking about, like technology and venture investing. It's like, does that legal community technology, is there an intersection there that's going to happen? Or
I think it happens every day. To me, the future is it is in technologies for sure.
Yeah,
AI is a big part of it. We covered. I think the biggest piece of it is definitely going to be, how do we emit less with the stuff that we produce, right? That's still, and we talked about this, I think, on our first podcast, but it's still out there. Right?
Yeah.
I know this isn't a big focus of this current administration. Okay, that's fine. But you do have to find a way
Have you seen that get lost? This is another episode, but like,
no, actually, I haven't.
I think it's actually,
And I think I will tell you, I think that's the big misconception. I think people think that the government needs to force folks to do the right thing when it comes to this kind of stuff.
yeah,
And honestly, we're sort of too far down the path on developing these technologies and pursuing these ideas. They're not going to stop just because the new administration isn't pushing it.
Yeah.
Companies are doing that by themselves because they know the value in it and they see it.
I think that's fascinating because you're spot on. Like on the emissions reduction side, which ties directly into like your, AI plant efficiency ecosystem. Like you can see now because of technology and the transparency that it delivers, like immediate decision support tools that cuts down your consumption of fuels or reduces operating times or thinks about new materials that might go into a project because it has not just less impact, but less cost, it's safer to handle, all those sorts of things. That is one of the places that like the cat's out of the bag, the horse is out of the barn,
And that's we're so far down that path. I think, look, there are some government programs we've applied to. I mean, there was definitely funding that was available that maybe isn't anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that stuff can certainly promote certain goals when it comes to this stuff, but we're so far past that now. These things aren't going to stop, whether that because if that money doesn't come from the government, it will come from the private sector. It will come because these things have to be developed.
Have you seen that too in terms of like budget allocation?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you hear a lot of this in like my former like government, local government circles in particular. Like, well, the money's not there anymore. I'm like, yeah, but you still have a $5 million, $10 million, $50, $100 million budget.
Yes.
Like you're spending that on something, so you got to make some choices.
For sure. And again, if you're investing that money to become more efficient, then you're kind of just helping yourself anyway.
Right.
So you're not going to wait for someone else to write you a check. You're going to invest that money yourself
To be smart
make those
about
things
it.
happen. It may not happen at the same pace. It may happen in a different way. So it may not be this project. It may be a different project that you pursue.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the goal is always going to be to make it better and to make it in a way that causes less harm to the world, right? That's not going to change regardless of administration. So I think people get a little bit too bent out of shape about that stuff.
I agree. Let's leave it right there. We covered a lot of ground.
For me.
Travel, AI, business efficiency,
I didn't expect
legal.
that one.
I mean, every time we're going to find something interesting, Nick, for sure.
All right.
Thank you for being here, Nick Bonarrigo from Carmeuse, and thank you for listening in to The Green Voice. I'm Grant Ervin with S&B USA. Thanks to the team at Pittsburgh Earth Day and the team here at Point Park University and the Center for Media Innovation. We will have you check us out on the next episode. Be well and take care. Thanks.